working for somebody, you still want to learn how to run your investments like a business, okay? And that means we have to know our math, we have to know our budget, we have to know what all's involved when we're picking a location even as well. So doing your math, ask us, ask any one of your real estate agents. Ask them, if you ask me to provide you with a list of properties that are 2 or 3 bedrooms that are under 400,000, we're going to go back to that range, then I'm going to give you multiple locations, and then again, we're going to go through those 2 or 3 locations and fine tune what we can do with those and pick the best ones. If we have in any of those 2 or 3 areas, we're also going to find which ones already have the existing tenants. Remember Malvin talked earlier about having existing tenants. It's already taking care of a lot of the legwork, okay? Yes, it's at the existing rate versus what you're purchasing a home, and they could be very long-term tenants. However, there's just a simplicity with having that on your first time. So we'll give you all the information as what their rent is, and we'll also talk to the seller, find out what the estimated costs are. So you'll have a complete idea of what your budget is. That sounds much better than going in blind, doesn't it? Yeah? Okay. And then don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect house. And what I mean by this is, this is your entry level to investing, your first time home. A couple of people have purchased home before? Okay, so this may not apply to you. However, the majority of us have not purchased a rental property, any investment property. So again, we want to know how to run it like a business. And treat your first home as the classroom, okay? It's like warming up for a workout. You're building your knowledge. You're building your muscle of the knowledge about what it takes to be a landlord. That's very, very important. Even experienced investors, they don't make the best choice every time, okay? But they figure it out. They know quicker and quicker what they need to do to rectify the situation, whether they need to turn around and sell it, or how can I adjust our portfolio, especially if they already have 12 or 14 homes. How can they adjust it? What property do they need to buy for their next portfolio to offset what's happening with the bad choice? Does that make sense? Yeah, you can see how you can make money, especially building your portfolio, home after home after home after home, or whether you're moving into commercial, apartments, any of those type of things. And then lastly, if you stick on your first time investment, if you stick within your principles of a mid to low budget investment, yes, your cash flow or your return, residual income, it may not be that much, but what are you paying? What are you getting for that? You're getting a lot of education. There's so much knowledge to be gained by your first time around. You want to actually do the majority of it, of the work, the management, all of that on your own, because you'll learn a lot. You'll create spreadsheets. We could just go on and on and on of what you're going to start creating in building your own business setup for future investments, okay? And then lastly is build a team. Talked about lenders, we've talked about maintenance crews, we've talked about realtors, gardeners, there's CPAs, what else?
Attorney.
Oh my gosh, yes, attorney. Insurance brokers. You want to get to know them. You want to be able to actually sit down, have lunch with them and ask them, hey, if this type of thing happens, what would you recommend? That's also why you want to have a team. We've have helped hundreds and hundreds of people in our careers. But we don't do this by ourselves. We can't expect us all to know everything. That's why we're a team, so that we can exchange ideas, bounce them off of each other, and get referrals if none of us have the answer. And there have been times where, you know what, we don't know, but we'll find out. In the lending side and on the buying or selling of real estate, okay? So I think that it's very, very important to build your team. Just like in business, we want to hire more so that we're not having to do everything. We're not having to know everything, okay? And then lastly, the very last thing, and this is, I don't know how to say this. There's moments where you just have to step outside of yourself. So move past, thank you, move past your comfort zone. Be willing and open to learn. Be willing to make mistakes. That's why this first one, the condos or the single family, a lower investment, it's a great way we learn a tremendous amount, unfortunately, by our mistakes. Sadly, I learn more from my mistakes than my wins. And I'm not quite sure why that is, but I got in trouble a lot when I was a kid, so who knows if that's why. But it doesn't matter. You want to learn, and ask questions. And that has to do with having a partnership, okay? Really building that team. That's why we held this workshop, actually, is just to give you some of the basics and to build from there. So going back to something that I see oftentimes is people that learn, they're always understanding that they're building their knowledge, but they also are seeing that there's so much more that they don't know. It's the inverted X, okay? This is the part you know. All of a sudden, this is the part you don't know. But as the more we know, the more we don't know, okay? Don't get frustrated with that. And more importantly, don't get fearful. Oftentimes, fear equals an over-analysis, and that over-analysis equals missed opportunity.